Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 3 of Tufts versus KAPS Core. I'm your host, BG Smitty, and our co-host today is BG Death. At this moment, if you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, we're going to go ahead and jump into game number 3 for the pick and ban phase. All right, after game number 2, we had a phenomenal team play out of Tufts, and I'm curious to see how they're going to try and draft around this to keep the momentum going for them. We see a nice Skarner ban coming out. KAPS on game number 1 really brought it to him with that Skarner ban, so I really like it. Followed by the Udyr ban. Again, the Akali ban coming out, followed by a Jhin. That Jhin was massive last game too.
They didn't like that Jhin.
No, they didn't. That Jhin was massive. But I don't know if that Wild Arrow did too well. But the Jhin is
I
so.
mean, he did maintain his lead though.
No, he definitely did, and he never gave it up. But I do like this LeBlanc ban coming through, because the LeBlanc, even though the LeBlanc was kind of behind, he was doing massive damage to anybody he could land abilities on, that wasn't a Scion.
Right. Yeah, I remember they kept focusing a lot of their damage on that Scion. But great adjustment from Tufts coming in the last game. It's really interesting. It's going to be really interesting to see how KAPS adjusts now in this third and final game we have in the trilogy.
So we see the Callista for the B1 on Tufts, but then an instant lock coming out from the Kog'Maw Braum on the side of KAPS Core, and I mean instant
Good
lock.
old days.
That right there, that is a massive combo right there. The increase.
Classic.
Unfortunately, it's not turret Kog'Maw anymore, but the passive from Braum followed by the extended range from the W on the Kog'Maw, they're really gonna have to play around that W in the bot lane. But it's a really strong duo combo. And in patch 14.19 that we're on right now, Kog'Maw got some major buffs, especially with the lethal tempo.
Oh, did he? What kind of buffs? What did they buff on him?
Off the top of my head, I can't completely remember, but I know he had some type of adjustments, and it really kind of skyrocketed him towards the higher end of
The win rates.
And pick rates because of lethal tempo specifically, I think. But we see on the side of Tufts, they pick the Amumu with the Aatrox. Aatrox is a comfort pocket, a very strong comfort pick for the top lane out of Tufts. But I'm curious to see if this Amumu is going to go in the jungle like we would normally see, or if this is an old school Callista Amumu bot lane.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even think about that.
I'm very curious because Amumu has been played in the jungle this whole, like, for the past couple patches, maybe over a year now. But Amumu at one point was a very strong support player or support champ. When his bandage toss got two whole charges.
2 charges.
But we do see a gangplank coming out of the side of KAPS Core to answer this Aatrox before the second round of bans. And for KAPS Core, we see a Lilia and Viego ban. The Lilia ban is a beautiful ban, but the Viego, I mean, both teams do play it. So I'm kind of curious about maybe why they didn't want to hold on to it and fourth pick it here. But on the side of Tufts, they ban out the Syndra, which again I think is a strong pick to ban out, followed by the Sejuani.
Sejuani ban. I mean, Sejuani is a great. I believe she's underrated. Personally,
Sejuani has always been a very strong jungler for team,
even
for just team comps.
even the
Period.
top laner. Like I've had some success with her in the top lane. A lot of people sleep on that damage.
Yeah, no,
She's got the percentage HP in her passive. The stuns, and you can stack those stuns one on top of the other. But here we see Kane coming out, or no, actually we're hovering on these jungle picks. We do lock in the Zinzao
yeah,
as a reply. Oh, but we haven't seen the top lane pick for KAPS yet. He's gonna have the last pick. We do see the actually
no,
Maokai.
the Maokai is in the jungle because we see the Braum. The Gangplank's in the top lane. We're
Oh,
waiting
the
for
Gangplank is in the top lane.
yeah,
Yes.
we're waiting for the counter pick for this R5 pick coming out of side of KAPS Core. But they were hovering that Ari, but they end up locking in the Aurora. And I'm sorry, but to me, the Aurora is extremely strong. I don't care how many nerfs this
So
champion has
strong.
gone. her ultimate, like when
God.
you finally start getting to some of these cooldown out of the items, like the cooldowns that you get out of some of these mage items,
Oh my
it's
God.
been absolutely phenomenal for her ult. She can constantly throw it out like every 45 seconds, and it's a massive
Wow.
ult.
This is
Um,
an AoE frenzy on both sides. If she locks in, oh, we got
ooh,
Silas.
but we have a
Wow. Again, once again,
Silas.
AoE frenzy. The Amumu with the Aurora R, the Aatrox. You know, like this is an insane. Oh, so it is you were right. It is an Amumu in the support lane with
Exactly.
this Callista. So she's going to be able to throw him into the middle of these team fights. He's going to get a massive R off. Maybe we might even see Aurora start off some of these fights with her R, locking everybody down. Yeah, this is going to be an insane. And then we got the Silas as a reply to all of these ultimates, all of these crazy ultimates with the Gangplank and the Maokai. Oh man, this is going to be a crazy game.
Yes, yes, it is. It's gonna be a phenomenal game too. I can't wait to see what happens. And now it's loading into the Rift. Um, like you said, I want to see some of these. I want to see some of these Aurora alts come out from the come from the flank. People kind of sleep on this Aurora alt. Uh, it's very very strong for flanking. Um, People don't realize that, and if you can get a nice hop over the wall invis, and or just play the vision, and you can just come in and land a massive ult. The fact that you can bounce around because of your wall, you can actually get behind your own team front line.
Right,
If you're
right.
able to land this massive ult and then just hop on the wall and go back to behind your front line.
Mm-hmm.
But we see a nice little invade just trying to get some vision down on the side of Tough Seas. Um, but what I'm scared of here is this gangplank just getting out of control. The side of Tough Seas, you can annihilate just about everybody on their side. Especially because this Amumu isn't in the jungle. He's a lot squishier than people remember. Um, so if he can land some big barrels, ooh, it's a nice E combo, followed by the electrocutes, but from both sides. Um, this is going to be a kind of explosive mid lane. Silas wants to get ahead early, and this Aurora with her Q double Q procs can really force this Silas out of lane, especially because he's a melee.
GP is gonna get the barrel and not ignite, but his passive ignite,
Passive ignite. There you go.
off. GP income is gonna be a big factor in this game.
Yeah, the longer that this game plan can farm by himself, not really too much going on. Ooh, that's a nice engage coming in. The Callista is level 2, over top of the rest of the KAPS
Ooh,
core,
another one.
and that's a massive. Well, that's gonna be a nice flash coming through. But the Ren comes through, and that's gonna be
Wow.
a nice two versus two kill. But ooh, the flash has to come through from the Aurora.
Woo.
But I think the Silas is gonna be able to get the kill. I think his W is gonna come back up. Ooh, he's not
No.
gonna be able to get it. He has to walk away because the minions are gonna do too much damage in this early game. But that 2v2 is so strong coming out of the Kalista and the Amumu. People forget that Amumu has 2 bandage tosses.
Yeah. Yeah. Cog definitely oh, but we got another
Ooh.
engage coming out, and he is gonna get the kill in the mid lane. That is a nice solo kill from Alex on the Silas in this mid lane matchup. Well played. Wow, we got a lot of back and forth gameplay in all lanes in this game. This is looking to be an explosive game 3. I really wonder who's gonna take the lead in this one.
If we're going off of past games, the more explosive the team fight is, or the more explosive the early game is, the more in favor KAPS core is. Remember, we've noticed that Tough C likes to play slow. Even though they took a nice early aggressive bot lane, it doesn't feel like it's fitting their style completely. I think that they like to play that nice slow passive build, build your CS lead, just get your items off of CS and fight around these drakes and these heralds. But they opted into this this brawling tight, and I want to see if they're gonna be able to really uh match the aggression out of KAPS core.
It looks like they're matching the aggression, but are they gonna be able to answer with the same skill?
Yeah, nah, the what I do like though is this Aurora is playing around his E. When you land that E, you should throw your Q after you land your E because it's almost a guaranteed Q land, and then you can worry about. Ooh, that bandage shot was so close.
So Aatrox is getting pulled down too.
But look at the
Looks like
damage.
Maokai is gonna be wow.
Aurora is just so strong.
Down a kill and still poking out her enemy laner. And Silas does not have TP to come back to lane here. She's gonna push this lane now and get a recall of her own.
Yeah, but even though the Silence is up 1 kill, that doesn't help the fact that this Aurora has the 15 CS lead over him.
CS lead. Yep.
I think this is very good for the side of Tough Seas. Ooh, if that's Q2 would have landed, I really think that the Aatrox could have did something pre-level 6 against this Gangplank. And these grass procs are just going to continuously help out the Gangplank and go through this early stages. Being able to just throw his Q every time his grasp is up. Ooh, but the Aatrox is level 6. Oh, a nice flash Q3, but it's not enough to get the kill. He has to back out so he doesn't die to this tower.
That dang refillable with the orange. Save the skin on that one.
Yeah, but hold on. We see Xin Zhao. He lands the Q, but is he gonna actually look for the dive? Meanwhile, in the mid lane, hold on. He gets a nice W.
Wow,
the slows come through, but now he's level 6, so he can ult. He's gonna be able to clear out a lot of this wave. He goes in. Oh, but he misses the Q, and he's gonna go down.
Is he gonna get a 2? No.
No, he only gets 1, but he barely lives with just one HP. But this Aatrox has to back, so he doesn't die either.
He played that perfectly. The GP just used the barrel slow as well as the passive move speed, able to run away from that, leaving them ticking down in the ultimate. That's a great play by GP.
That was massive. While we have the opportunity, I want to try and run that replay back, but before we do so, the Maokai is looking for a gank on the Aurora in the mid lane. I think the Aurora is going to be able to get out though.
Looks like she was able to ult away.
Oh, she did burn that ult. But there's gonna be a nice little back coming out from the side of Tough Seas. Oh, but a flash. He's gonna be able to push him back, and the damage coming out from the Silas is massive, and he was actually able to finish. He was able to hijack the Aurora's ult, and that was actually the ult coming out of the Silas, but it wasn't enough to get the kill onto this Aurora.
Sheesh.
So Xin Zhao is going to be able to just hover this. It doesn't look like too much is going to happen. So while I had the opportunity, I want to try and run this back real quick. When we have this replay coming in from the top lane, the Xin Zhao was able to get that Q proc onto him. But when they looked for the actual dive, they waited too long. The level 6 came out of the Gangplank, and he was able to just survive with that. But the Q was with that Q missing on the Gangplank. Gangplank was able to secure that 1v2 in the top lane underneath this tower. But now back in the live, we see this Maokai starting off these grubs. Gold lead, or the gold is basically dead.
Is he gonna be able to get all of these grubs? He's got Braun backing him up. Xin Zhao is totally oblivious, and now we have Aatrox completely going in, not landing any Qs. GP just dancing around him. Is he gonna be able to get the kill though?
Ooh.
Looks like both laners are gonna walk away here.
But that's a massive heal coming out of the Aatrox. Aatrox heals so much from his passive on his auto attacks, and especially on the champions, he gets an increased healing off of his auto attacks from his passive. And I'm curious if, hold on. Oh, he misses the knockup, but he is getting some really good damage down on this Aurora. I'm curious if this hold on, wait. Zinzao jumps in, but here comes the Nature's Grass. That's gonna be
He's not
enough,
gonna die here.
but that's the massive ult coming out, and that's a huge Amumu ult coming out. But now all of KAPS core is here, and they're able to a nice Braum stun passive coming out for the side of KAPS core, and they're gonna be able to clean that up 3 for 1. Only losing their support in that match. In that fight.
Silas did really well there, stealing the Amumu ult and using it on himself, on Amumu.
Yeah, and while we have the chance, let's go ahead and run that back real quick. The Silas was getting good chip damage down on this Aurora, but as they're collapsing in, the Amumu was looking for this Braum, and they're able to catch the Braum out, but the Nature's Grass comes in. It's enough. Followed in, but hold on, wait, well, we're back into live real quick because this Aurora just ulted, and the Silas is not going to be a... Oh, the Silas barely lives. Barely lives on that.
Yeah, Silas almost got caught out there trying to push the wave with no mana, and now he has to take a bad recall here. Aurora's going to be able to get at least this one plate here. Oh, well, actually, maybe not because he's going to be able to TP back to the mid lane.
Oh no, he takes the ward and the brush. But that might be a bad call.
Looks like he is just going to go for the wave here. Okay.
But meanwhile, we have every lane just doing what they can. KAPS core doing a phenomenal job around objectives. Ooh, these Q3s coming in from this Aatrox. They're really showing the dominance of what he has, but that's a huge all-in coming from this Maokai. The Aurora coming out of the Silas is going to be a massive damage, and he's just going to be able to do so much with his W, and the root misses. But oh, it's a nice bandage toss coming in, but he doesn't have ultimate. Kalista just trying to just do the best he can to stack up these spears so he can have a big rend, but there's not too much else going to come out of this bot lane.
Who do you think wins the long trades? Kalista? Oh, we have the ulti whirlwind coming from Aatrox. Aatrox is just slowed. Cannot even catch up to this GP. GP is just going to continue to dance around him, place his barrel, use his move speed to his advantage. Is GP going to be able to get this kill? Oh, we have a Mummy, the Curse of the Sad Mummy coming out, and it looks like a solid 2v2 coming from the bot lane. Kalista is going to fall first, and I guess that does answer my question on who wins out on the longer trades. Amumu's going to try his best to get this kill, and he is not going to be able to get this kill on the Kog'Maw. Well played by KAPS core in this bot lane.
And all he had to do was expend his barrier. That's all he had to expend in order to survive that. That was huge. No, your question though on who wins the extended trades in the 2v2 matchup, it's always gonna go to this Kog'Maw Braum. Braum's passive is just too strong, and the W coming out from an on-hit Kog'Maw, because he is gonna be building on-hit with his Blade of the Ruined King, is just way stronger than a Kalista Amumu. If Kalista is able to start these fights with a Q spear through some minions that already have some spear stacks in it, and he's able to get like 2 or 3 spear stacks off of a Q before the fight starts, then and only then can he actually maybe win this fight. But the Braum with the stand behind me and the shield, it's just always going to block the spear, so he's never going to be able to stock the spears on a Kog'Maw in these fights. Just in the 2v2.
That's the big issue there.
Oh, that's a massive bandage toss coming in. A flash comes out. He needs to stay underneath the tower. Another bandage toss comes out, but he's able to trade 1 for 1. And he's going to use that passive to be able to clear out the wave.
I call that worth, though.
It definitely is worth. It's definitely worth. But here we see, a massive barrel coming in. That's going to be a huge slow coming through. Another slow coming through with the passive out of Braum. He's going to have to use his ult. Silas just rotating down to the bot lane. Trying to clear up some of these waves, get the gold, get the XP. This Aurora needs to back up. That is not a winning trade for him at all. Now, with Drake coming up in 45 seconds, I expect there to be a full-on team fight around this Drake, and as long as this Maokai keeps his flash up, he can get a massive flash, twisted advance, and win.
GP's gonna get this kill here.
Ooh, that's a massive ult. He's gonna be able to get the Q, and that's gonna be a solo bolo in the top lane for John Wick.
Yeah, this GP is gonna be an issue.
This Gangplank said, "You killed my dog, I kill you."
The John Wick joke there.
For those of you who know John Wick, you know about his dog.
John Wick goes hard for his pup.
But here we're looking. This Maokai was stepping forward. He was trying to find a twisted advance. I'm sure he was spamming his W. He just was out of range. And this looks like it's going to be a nice first tower for the side of KAPS core. Oh, he's not going to take it? No, he wants to prolong it so that
See, a summoner like me, I would have died for that turret. But this is why I am Emerald.
this is going to be a nice, easy dragon. Silas hijacking that Aurora ult. Aurora's already, huge Nature's Grass coming. Followed by the Braum ult. They're going to be able to land everything onto this Amumu. Amumu goes down, but the Kallista's underneath the towers. I think Kallista's going to be fine here. But that
CC chain on the Amumu was insane. He was just stuck there. He could not move whatsoever.
I'm curious to see how long he was CC'd for. I'm sure if we would have asked it probably would have said something about 6 seconds. Because that's what it felt like.
Forever.
But now KAPS core looking to try and secure this the first tower blood. And it looks like they're going to be able to secure this in the bot lane, but that tier 1 tower in the top lane is literally just one auto away. KAPS core doing a phenomenal job. This Gangplank getting very strong. Already has Triforce completed and went into Executioners. I love that. But here comes the Xin Zhao. The ult comes out of the Aatrox. He's jumping forward. Ooh, but nothing else is going to land. He's going to be able to get out.
Just going to be able to walk away here with that, with the abuse of that movement speed passive. Look at that. He's still going.
He's so confident. He can just step back up and continue to queue both members.
He's going to be able to take you. You're going to be able to take them both.
But here, hold on. Silas is looking. Silas is level 11.
Backing him up.
He's going to be... Oh, that's a nice ult coming out of this Xin Zhao, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think. The ultimate comes out, and it is going to be secured by the Gangplank. But Silas really trying. Is he going to be able to... Ooh, that's a nice heal coming out. He's going to flash away. And the Silas is going to be able to survive. But if he would have got pulled back underneath that tower, he definitely would have went down. He was taking one too many turret shots in that trade.
KAPS core up 5k. 2 towers. 3 grubs. And 2 dragons. In this mid game.
Yes. And there's... The Herald actually went over to the side of Tufts. But I want to see, are they going to hold on to it until this next dragon, or are they going to try and break open something just to get some type of gold onto their for their team? These pings are coming through for the mid lane. I think they're trying to just set something up, but that's going to be a nice Vanish Toss. Flash comes out, but the Aurora ult misses. What? That's going to be a massive ult. They're going to have to expend everything just for this one pick. That was that was 2 major ultimate cooldowns on the side of Tufts just to secure a kill on the support.
But the dragon is spawning in 2 minutes. They do have plenty of time for those ultimates to come back up. I'm not sure if the Aurora ult will come back up.
Oh, it's a massive double barrel. And then the root's gonna come in.
Combo, the slow, disgusting.
And that follow-up coming from the Silas able to
GP is going straight into Last Whisper. He's gonna be chunking these enemies on the side of Tufts.
You know, it's crazy. Actually, he has the Last Whisper, but he also built that Executioners, and everyone has started to realize that if you need Grievous Wounds, there's no point of buying Lord Dominic's when you can get Mortal Reminder, only lose a little bit of penetration, and also get Grievous Wounds.
Just not only that, you're gonna see Aurora caught out here,
massive ult
walking waywardly into the enemy Raptors, and she's just gonna get popped. But not only that, GP's barrels also have natural penetration, and he's gonna be doing damn near true damage to these guys on Tufts.
Yeah, if a nice Q like a Q or a slow comes out from this bot lane on top of this Kalista just to slow him in place long enough
Oh
for a
man.
barrel to come through. I think that this Kalista can legitimately get one shot by this Gangplank and just like literally in maybe like another half an item.
Slows are just the worst when you're playing Callista. So it feels so horrible. Might as
Kalista,
well be a root.
exactly. Kalista relying on her movement speed in order to be able to not just throw these spears out. Ooh, that's a nice jump over, but the Amuma's gonna have to flash. Double barrel comes out, but it's not gonna land anything. Now they're prepping this dragon. But KAPS core doesn't have that much vision around it. They have a little bit around the Raptors, but that's about it.
We're
And
setting up. GP is in the mid lane. Aatrox just lurking in the top, pushing
no,
with the Xin Zhao.
yeah, but Xin Zhao, he
It
remember
looks
he
like
had
they're gonna be
Herald.
giving.
The Xin Zhao
Looks
has
like
the
they're gonna
Herald.
be giving this dragon. I don't know about giving this dragon though. It's gonna be Soul Point. Aurora
Oh,
ulti coming out from both sides. Silas is gonna be able to get the kill rather easily. And it looks like they're gonna try and trade 2 towers for
a
this
third
dragon,
dragon
for this third dragon here.
for basically
Silas
putting them
does
on
have
Soul
TP,
Point.
but he does not have the HP to go ahead and defend this tower just yet. The GP ult is gonna come through, and this is gonna be enough to destroy all of the minions plus the Herald, slowing their push dramatically. Silas is not even gonna need to TP to this turret. He can just walk straight up to it, and now Tough C has to walk away.
Yeah, I really like what KAPS core is doing here. They're really putting everything on the line, and they're sending and layering their CC perfectly. A lot of these members on the side of Tough C, they can't move once one thing lands. Whether it's a Q from Braum followed in by a knockup from the Silas or from a twisted advance from the Maokai, it's just or the slow coming out from the Kog'Maw. It's just once one thing lands, it's like they can't move. But we are looking at a nice 21-minute Baron, and it does look like they're going to be able to secure this without contention from the side of Tough Seas. If I was on Tough Seas right now, me personally, I would just give this Baron, turtle up, do the best that I can to just try and wave clear.
They can't turtle though. Not into. Oh, we got Kog'Maw walking straight into Aatrox. Aatrox says, "Hello, how do you do?" Kog'Maw is gonna have to flash away, but it's not gonna be enough because he's got the flash of his own. Oh,
the barrier coming through now. The Braum jumping forward is not going to be enough for the Kog'Maw. He is going to go down, but he does end up getting the double kill with his passive. Now
Wow.
Kalista ulting, Aurora landing a 2-man ult. Now they're turning their focus onto this Maokai. Are they going to be able to kill the Maokai? Oh, that nice Ren slow coming through. He did it just so that he was able to get that slow, and they are going to be able to secure 2 kills for the side of Tough C, and that's actually pretty big.
Because now that's 2 Barons down.
Yeah, that's 2 Barons. Let's go ahead and watch that back real quick. We see everything start off. The Aatrox tried to get that kill onto the Kog'Maw, but it wasn't enough. But once Kog'Maw went down, his passive goes off and is able to secure that extra kill onto the Zen. But Aurora with that flank, like I said, is going to be massive. And now they're able to just turn their focus onto this Maokai, and they're going to be able to secure the Maokai. But back into live, we see the Silas trying to get to the Kalista, but it's not going to be enough.
God.
Kalista just dancing around like it's a Michael Jackson movie show going on. He's just slipping and sliding all over the rift, and Alex isn't gonna be able to do anything. That's a massive 2-man all coming out from the Amumu. Now everyone's trying to turn their attention onto the Amumu. He does go down. Now they're looking. They're gonna try and get this. They're looking their attention onto the Aurora, but the Q's gonna be just wide. But that's gonna be a nice 1-for-1 trade in favor of KAPS core.
Yeah, the Kalista just, as Smitty said, just dancing around the Silas. Silas actually flashed on the Kalista, but was still not able to land the E2 to get straight on top of her. And once that ability missed, he was all but toast. Yeah, it was a good engage by the Amumu. Not able to capitalize as not enough damage coming around to follow that up. And just a lot of protection going on for the Kog'Maw with this Braum as well.
But I want to point out right now, we're coming up on the 25-minute mark of the game. This gangplank is 3-0-5 with 2.5 items and 227 CS.
Almost 100 CS up on
Almost
this Aatrox.
100 over this Aatrox, and he
Ready to
is
build
just
the IE.
massive.
Once he gets that IE, I think it's pretty much game over. How can they turtle?
They're trying to focus onto this Kalista. Ooh, Kalista gets knocked up into a huge barrel, but that's just going to be a dead Kalista. But the TP's coming in behind with this Aatrox, but that's just a bad call.
Horrible.
He ults. He's trying to get in, but he's going to get stunned up, rooted up. Double kill coming in for the Cardinal. Now they're trying to land, and he lands the root onto this. Oh, but the twisted advance is able to follow him over the wall. Now the Aurora ult coming out of the Silas is bouncing him back, but now they're trying to get to this Moon, but he's able to bandage toss to safety underneath his tower. But that was
This is
so
just a
unfortunate.
train wreck, as you said, Smitty. When games are paced fast, they go in favor of KAPS Core. KAPS Core just making the better decisions on a quicker level, quicker thinking level, and it doesn't seem that Tufts is able to keep up with that quick decision making.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate because Tufts is a very strong competitor right now. They are able to really bring it to KAPS Core, but it's just the intensity and the pace, and as well as in all three games, it's really been a difference maker of how the top laner plays. For everything, being able to create this space, whether it's not even so much about just damage, but just being able to create this space. Xin Zhao jumps in, he's not able to get it, and now the rest of KAPS Core is going to be able to burn him down, and that's going to be Mountain Soul going in favor of KAPS Core.
They're gonna pressure this tower.
Ooh, that's a nice hijack on the Amumu. Oh, Amumu ults his own, but he's going to be able to get out. That aftershock is what saved him there.
They're gonna look for a dive on this Aurora now.
God, that barrel is massive coming out of the side of KAPS Core. He's just so strong, and now he has the IE, like you said. He's gonna be able to just annihilate whoever these barrels hits.
35 seconds left for this Aurora to spawn, and Xin Zhao is coming up now. This is going to be a 5v4 struggle for the Nexus Towers. Are we going to see KAPS Core press on these Nexus Towers? No, they are going to walk away and bide their time. Maybe look at this Baron. This Baron, which is spawning within 50 seconds now. Are they going to get a quick recall after they set up vision and then just go straight to it? I think they could just straight up take it, whether they recall or not.
Yeah, you're right. I really do like what they're doing here, but the Braum does back. He backs for one reason, which I love as a support player. He backs to get his wards. He wants these wards so they can keep the jungle lit up for the side of keep the jungle lit up for the side of KAPS Core, so they know exactly where everyone is and what they're trying to do. But there's 20 seconds until this Baron, and KAPS Core has a substantial lead over Tufts, but if Tufts can land a massive Amumu ult, oh, hold on, that was a nice bandage toss coming in. The Aurora getting a nice slow. Oh, but a double barrel coming in on the two people. But no, that's a massive ult coming in, and the Aurora are flawless. And now everyone's going in KAPS Core trying to disengage. But now they're just turning and burning. And now Tufts is winning this match, this fight. And the Kalista ult's going to come through, and the nice knockup coming in. But now they're in between two towers. They're trying to get out, and the Ren's going to be a nice slow. But now Silas on the back line. Silas on the back line. They're trying to get, and now they're going to be able to turn this around. And oh my God, the Braum's able to get 2 kills off of that. And KAPS Core was able to turn that fight and get an ace. That was massive.
Wow, we definitely got to see the replay on that fight.
Exactly. I'm gonna run that back. So look, it was a massive ult coming out from the Amumu, and the Aurora ult followed up on top of that. It was massive damage, being able to burst them out, and all of Tufts just running them down, and they were doing so good. And then the ult comes out of the Kalista to be able to get this knockup, but they're in between 2 towers, and these towers are just hitting multiple members. And they just get spread up because now here comes the Silas in on the backside, and he's able to just clean everybody up into this. And now, jumping back into live, we are seeing pings coming down for both sides for this Baron.
Silas is going to try to get this tier 2 in the top lane, and he is going to be able to get it and walk away scot-free. That's going to be a nice little income, but he's got a TP flank coming in. He's not going to be able to recall there. They're going to check that bush, but what is he going to do here is not looking like he's going to be able to do much. He's going to flash. I don't know if that's going to be worthwhile because he's still going to be caught
Ooh, and
a
that's a
valiant effort.
that was a massive takedown, especially with this Baron showing up. Mumu looking. He bandage tosses in. He gets a three-man all, and now here comes the rest of Tough Seas. They're trying to pull him in. The Nature's Grass comes through, but now Tough Seas, they're losing a lot of health because of these barrels. And now the Roar R comes in. They're trying to run down KAPS core. KAPS core is turning and burning. They know how to get it. They know how to do this. The Braum is just creating so much space, and now this Kog'Maw is just burning them left and right. He's going to be able to get the kill, and the Kog'Maw is just massive in this fight. He was barely touched, and now they're able to get a massive turn, and that was a 4-for-2 for the side of KAPS core. And while we have that opportunity again, we're going to run that back. We see everybody line up. They already lost one. The Silas is down. They're trying to take this. They get a massive ult coming out from the Amumu to just lock them up. But the rest of the team just wasn't fully there. And KAPS core being able to disengage with the abilities that they have. And they're able to really turn everything by catching out specific key players. But the Kog'Maw was able to just kite back and barely get touched. And that was the key moment in everything in that team fight. But now, hopping back into live, everybody is still trying to get the wards around, and it's been massive right now for trying to get this Baron. We have a minute and a half until Elder. Are we going to see the teams battle it out and wait for this Elder, or are they going to fight over this Baron? That's the big question.
We got a 12, 4, 10 Kog'Maw by bees in your chair. How about that?
That's crazy. Andy has the scepter, so he's able to take away any type of stun that may come out from this Amumu. And I think that's a massive buy for this Kog'Maw to be able to stay alive and kite backwards behind his team. The Baron getting started. But Tough C knows that this is being started. Are they going to be able to stop it? The Nature's Grass comes out early. But here they come. Silas ult hijacks but the Aurora ult misses. That's a massive three-man ult coming out from the Amumu. But now the Amumu goes down, and the follow ult, the Silas goes down. But now it's a 4v4. They're trying to get everything, but that's a massive. Now the Aatrox into the back, but he's gonna get burned. Everyone focusing. Now they focus their attention onto this Aurora. Aurora goes down. Now they're just trying to run down this Xin Zhao, and that's gonna be a double kill for this Kog'Maw, and it's a 4-for-1 on the side of KAPS core, and they're going to be able to run this down. The flash twisted advance coming through into the knockback, and that's going to be a huge ace for the side of KAPS core, and this is looking like game.
Yeah, I mean, they got these death timers are just way too long to answer to any of this. KAPS core did a phenomenal job playing this game their way, which is the fast way, and able to just knock this third game right out the park to reply to a really, really solid game 2 by Tough C. Able to get this win, close out this series. Well played on both sides.
Yeah, that was a massive 2-1 win. A really good best of 3, and both teams played phenomenal. I think they both did a great job, and that I want to see what comes out of both teams in the future.